Happy Halloween, everybody. It's day 18 in your world, and it's October 31st in my world. I'm going to talk you through the entirety of the week of November 5th in the next three videos. This week is all about poster design, and as much as you are giving students a time to think about how they want to design their poster and to really break down the elements that make it work, you aren't teaching them graphic design. This isn't a graphic design class. This is a writing class. So the emphasis is always on how rhetorically effective are these posters, what makes a poster rhetorically effective, what's it trying to do as a text. So anytime those questions come up, the question is always, well, what do you think your audience will want? What do you think your audience will need? What do you want out of the interaction that this text is going to produce? And those should help guide some of the decisions, at least. So the first day, Monday, your big task is to try and connect up the CRAP terms that they worked with earlier on the Project 2 and poster design, which is fundamentally rooted in research and sort of a rigorous scientific process, or as rigorous scientific as we get in the short time we have in this class. So the first, I've created a slideshow for you, which you will find under handouts on our Canvas site. It's like 25 pages, 25 slides, and you don't need to use all of them. I put way more in than you need so that you can skip some if you want to. The first slide, or the second slide, I think it's the first, lays out two different templates for poster design and asks them to take a quiz, which they'll do in writing. It'll probably take about 15 minutes or so. The 4 questions of the quiz are listed in your binder. But the idea of it is, what's this poster designed to do? How do the CRAP terms apply to this genre that you're looking at here? What are the elements of the CRAP that's probably most important to these designs? And then what are the 3 important factors to consider when making a research poster that aren't covered by CRAP? So other things besides that, like clarity of data representation or something. We'll see what they come up with. They have to come up with 3 things. But they're really trying to break down how to read one of these things. After that quiz, the next thing is a kind of game, the purpose of which is to get their sort of brains wrapped around judging and critiquing different kinds of poster design. So the next slides on that slideshow, all of them until number 25, are different kinds of research posters with all different kinds of designs. Some of them are science projects, some of them are humanities projects, some of them are just templates that have interesting design to them. Some of them are awful, some of them are good. The point of it is for them to really make the judgments about what makes it good or not. So here's how I propose playing it. You need to establish 3 criteria that make a research poster good or bad. These are the things, the make it or break it qualities. It's best to have students name those themselves if you have the time and if their group is willing. Then for them to say, so what do you think makes a poster good or bad? What are the qualities that we're really looking for here? If I was going to judge and hand out an award for best poster, what would I be looking for in terms of design? Because there might be stuff in terms of content that also plays into that, but just in terms of if we were judging only by design, how would we make that judgment? So I give you a couple of criteria you might use if they don't come up with any or they don't come up with enough. Readability from a distance, probably an important one for a poster. A clear, intuitive design, so it's clear how to read it, where the eye should go. and maybe aesthetic style, that it has a distinctive style to it of some sort. Those might be 3 criteria. Come up with different ones, doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're naming them. And then from there, what I propose you do is get a sheet of paper, a big sheet of paper. You could bring 11 by 17 paper to class that day. Divide it up into 3 columns, 1 for each of the criteria that you named, and then number it 1 through 10 down the side, so that all 10 posters they're going to look at can get judged on each of these criteria. And I would use a letter scale like A to F or so. So some posters might score very high in readability and get an A in that category. Some posters might get an F in that category, as well as for the other categories. So you can play I think the really fun way to play this would be to use the chalkboards for it, and to have people actually hold up their judgments high, and so that you can compare them just right on the spot as you go. If you're doing it on paper, then you probably want to just go through the 10 of them or the 5 of them or however many you think you have time for, and compare answers at the end, or sort of look over their answers and try and come to some kind of conclusions about the trends that they notice, the things that matter to them as readers. Are these actually the criteria that matter? Go through the slides. There are at least twice as many as you need. I think I put close to 25 of them in there. So you can make your own copy of the slideshow and remove the ones you want, or put some in that you want to, or you can just flip through as you're showing them to the class, skip over a couple and keep moving through. There's about 25 of them, so you should be able to get more than enough out of it just by going, not this one, yeah, that one, okay, this is number 3. So enjoy that. That can be a really fun activity, and it'll be a bit freeform as to what the grades they come up with, and it'd be interesting to see what grades they disagree on. That's a thing to get them to talk about a little bit if you can. From there, now that they've been primed a bit to think about poster design and different kinds of poster design, be sure you show them the one that's a comic. I think that one's interesting and bad, and like potentially worth their thinking about. Give them about half an hour to work on their poster, to plan out what the design's going to be like, to figure out in general bullet points what they might want to put on their poster, because next class they're going to be doing some more detailed work with their poster design, so they have to bring something. It's not a finished product, but they will have to be moving on this as of this class, which is going to feel really soon, but this isn't the end, this isn't the final statement. This is just the drafting process. Really, you got to produce a shitty rough draft before you can do more. It'll lay the groundwork for their later versions of this research as this project develops and as they move to Project 8 as well. Their homework for this time, so they're going to be doing a workshop of their rough drafts of the posters during class next time, but that workshop is halfway through the class. The first third of class, first 40 minutes or so, they're going to have to sketch out their poster design, or if they have a digital version, to refine it there, to get their language somewhat more refined so that they can share the preliminary version with others. So they should bring in all the materials they're going to need for that, knowing that they have to show and present a complete version of their poster halfway through class or so, and that they'll have the beginning half to work. That's about it. Refer them back to the Colin Purington website for template ideas. Refer them back to the assignment sheet so that they get the idea of how long each section should be. But beyond that, it's up to them to use their creativity and bring in their vision for how this research is going to go out into the world. Enjoy this one. I look forward to hearing how it goes.